Hello, welcome to week 6. This is actually going to be, I think, a pretty light week for you. We're going to be doing a critical thinking exercise or activity, and then also we're going to just really get started with your resume. So you won't actually have the assignment to work on the resume yet, just a little bit of the thought process and some early planning for the research, or excuse me, for the resume. Okay, along the right-hand side, there really isn't anything new actually for announcements. They are a repeat of the important dates that are going to be coming up in October. And later on in this month, we're going to take a look at determining the classes you would like to get registered for the winter semester. I've had a few students ask me when that will begin, and the registration will take place in the very early part of November, and schedules should be released for you to look at in the second half of October. Okay, so for the assignments this week, you only have one assignment that is going to involve you turning anything in or actually completing something in the assignments page, and that's the first one. It's just a discussion post for critical thinking, and then the assignment listed assignment 2, your resume research. There's actually nothing to turn in. That's just, again, the starting point for our resumes. Okay, so over here in assignment 1, discussion, it is referring to a crime and punishment activity. And this is actually an activity that students find really enjoyable. I get a lot of feedback from students that really enjoyed taking a look at this and enjoyed the debate that comes up from the discussion posts. And there is a handout that is referring you to an actual true story, I guess you could say, and although the names and things are changed, so you might be familiar with the story. For a lot of you, it will be something new and just hypothetical. And then later on next week, I'll share with you a link that will explain to you what was the actual results of what you're going to be debating here as a hypothetical. So you'll take a look at that handout, and then basically I'm just asking for you to give your arguments on the gal that's involved, if you think that she should go to jail or if she should go free, and why. So this is just a typical discussion. You'll post by Friday, and then 2 responses to others due by Sunday. And I have a little note here that I know when we're giving sort of our opinions that you can be very passionate. So just make sure that you are keeping it about the thought process and looking at specific ideas. Okay, and the resume portion of this week. So they won't be due until into the second half of the semester for sure. So I just want to kind of get your brain started and thinking about the resume. A good resume is extremely time consuming. It isn't the type of project or document that you're going to be able to easily create overnight or even in a few days. You really want to have it be thought out. So what I want you to do this week is basically just go out and search. And I listed Google just because that's my search engine of choice, but anywhere that you want to go out and take a look at some sample resumes, and look at some samples, look at some web pages. They're going to be giving you tips about what to include, what not to include. And the resume is changing rapidly. A resume that would have been created even 5 years ago can look a lot different from what would be expected in your specific industry if you were to complete one now. So I'm pretty much just wanting to kind of go out there and get a feel for what matches up with your specific career choice. And if you go out to a search engine like Google, for example, and you were to go in to click on images, it's really helpful for you to get a visual. When you're clicking on images, then you're going to get a lot of resumes that are either saved as a JPEG, or a lot of them will be PDF images. So it's just sort of very easily at a glance you're going to be able to look at a lot of samples and kind of decide maybe what visual format you like. There are templates that are part of Microsoft Word, for example, and those can be really helpful as a starting point. The disadvantages of using one of those pre-canned templates is, there could of course be other candidates maybe that you're applying for, and they will have an identical template, but the templates can at least be helpful in giving you a starting point. They can be difficult to work with, actually, formatting wise. Sometimes you end up pulling your hair out because they aren't formatted exactly the way you want it to. So I would really think about those more in terms of giving you a starting point for what you'd like to create, but that maybe you wouldn't use that an exact template for your own resume. Okay, so again, this is just really a starting point. I'm not necessarily going to tell you, a specific format that you have to use. I will share with you some more information later on with some, tips that I think are best practices. But for right now, I just wanted you to just do a little bit of searching and find out what's out there and what seems to be relevant for your career. Okay, that's everything for the week. Hopefully you feel like it's a light one. And be sure to let me know if you have any questions. And also, think really hard about any classes that you have that are first half accelerated classes that will end in October. October 3rd will be the deadline for you to withdraw from a class to receive a W on your transcript. And then a regular start class, so a class that started in August and it runs all the way through the end of the semester in December, will be November 14th. And then if you have any late start classes, they're going to be showing up for you starting October 13th, but they don't begin until the 20th. Okay, thank you very much.